What's going on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter? I'm going live Twitter. I usually don't go live on Twitter, but I'm going live on Twitter. If you're watching from Twitter, make sure you head over to the Man Down Podcast Network on YouTube and subscribe to us over there. But you see the thumbnail. Let's discuss this Western Conference Finals so far. And I've been on vacation for the last couple of weeks, man, so I haven't went live in a while and haven't been able to talk about some basketball, man. I kind of miss discussing some of the happenings that's going on. But let's talk about this game three tonight, which I'm on record of saying that I thought that this was going to be a game where Dallas could actually pull out, and I kind of assumed that knowing how the league likes to do their series, and of course, in the perfect world, you get 6 or 7 games out of a series. It's very competitive. You get to see everyone perform, all the stars perform, and you get to see each team giving the other team its best shot. Um, so I expected to see that since the game was at home in Dallas, and I expected them to get some calls, which they kind of did early. They got 3 early quick fouls on Jordan Poole. Of course, there was the the famous hands off the merchandise defense on Luka, and what I mean by that is, they usually send the message early that they're not going to let you rough up Luka, because this is a player they want to showcase, and they want Luka to be able to perform. Um, so it started out that way, but Golden State is such a good team, and it has so many good pieces, and they're so well coached, and they're so experienced, and their offense is so sophisticated that you can't put them in a box like they did Phoenix. Even though Phoenix, in my opinion, outmatched the Mavs, especially you've seen in those first 2 games in Phoenix, where they went up by 20 in both games. I think game one they only won by like 10 or 12, but the second game they ended up winning by like 15 or 20, and then the third game they played in Phoenix, they actually blew them out as well. But games 3 and 4 in Dallas is where I seen most of actually Dallas hitting a lot of shots, but before those shots was falling, they were getting calls that they weren't getting in Phoenix. So once they tied it up at 2-2, and then Phoenix got that game 6. Oh, I'm sorry, that game 5, and took the lead 3-2. It was over from there. I don't think Phoenix was experienced enough to be able to play through um the type of defense that the referees were allowing. They allowed very physical defense, and it kind of took Phoenix out of their element. It kind of took CP3 out of his element a little bit, and then definitely in Game 7, it took the whole Phoenix team out of their element. They couldn't handle it. You're not going to see that with Golden State. Golden State is very experienced. Even if they tried, and I think early on in this Game 3 they tried to keep it close to help Dallas, have some type of a chance. But I mean, the shot making was just phenomenal. So let's talk about some things. First, I want to play a clip from Nick Wright when the Andrew Wiggins trade first went down. Um, with Golden State when they traded D'Angelo Russell for Andrew Wiggins. I want to talk about why you don't listen to ESPN, and why you have to actually form your own basketball opinion from your own observation, and you really got to leave the takes that you hear at ESPN alone. But let me explain after I play you what Nick Wright had to say about the trade.
Is there another Andrew Wiggins in the league? Are there two guys? Is it guys like the same names? Or is this the guy that was the number one pick for the Cavs, traded for Kevin Love, and has arguably the worst contract in the sport?
Same guy.
That's the guy? Man, we are light years away from the Warriors being light years ahead of the whole rest of the league. The hell you doing, Bob Myers? The next time Steph Curry takes the court, he's going to be 32 years old because he had a hand amputation, evidently. It is the world's worst hand injury we've ever seen. You have two untradeable contracts now. Draymond's 4 for $100. Draymond has specific value for your team. I'm not saying Draymond's a bad player. I'm saying even if he's a good player, that contract is not movable because he's unique to what you do with Steph and Clay. Wiggins is horrifying. All the smart numbers show you he's never been contributing factor to winning at any point in his career, except for 10 games to start this season, and they went right back to being Andrew Wiggins. What they did here was they traded the better player, and D'Angelo Russell's not a perfect player, but when they got him, we knew it was to flip him at some point, right? They traded a better player on a bad contract for a worse player on a bad contract, and they got a pick back. That needs to have gone the other way. You flip D'Angelo plus your pick coming this year, this offseason, for a contributor now.
So, and that's why you don't listen to nerds give you a basketball take, and they're trying to explain to you why a player is good or why a player is not good, and they're only using analytics or numbers. Like he basically just said, based on the numbers, Andrew Wiggins is a bad basketball player and not worth his contract, and was a bad trade for the Warriors. Forget the fact that he's a good defender. Forget the fact that he's a great professional. Forget the fact that he comes in shape all the time. Forget the fact that he's not injury prone. Forget the fact that he actually can knock down shots. Forget all of that. You got to think about what the Warriors did with Iguodala, a very athletic guy who was long and wiry, who could play defense and was dedicated on defense, who also showed up to camp always in shape, right? Can knock down an open shot, not a liability on offense, and the same thing. They had Harrison Barnes before they had KD, and he was a 3-and-D guy who was in shape, who can knock down a shot. Like, the Warriors know what they're doing. So this is what I seen the Warriors doing when they first lost KD. It was good for KD to know that he was leaving, but allow the Warriors to do a sign and trade to send him to Brooklyn. That way they can get D'Angelo Russell back. They got D'Angelo Russell. In my opinion, this is what I think they was doing, because they needed someone to pair side by side with Steph, because Clay had got hurt in the finals against Toronto. So they knew they wasn't going to have Clay that whole season. And it was like, okay, we can go back to playing the style of offense we played before we got KD, when it was just the Splash Brothers. But except Clay was hurt, so we don't have Splash Brothers anymore. So we'll bring in D'Angelo Russell, and boom, he'll be like a Splash Brother does. We'll just figure it out, right? That's what they was trying to do. He didn't fit seamlessly. Plus, they had a whole bunch of new pieces. They lost KD. They lost Clay for the season. They lost Sean Livingston to retirement. So they lost Iguodala in free agency. So the team was totally different. They lost Jordan Bell. They brought in some more rookies, Moody and those guys. So it was a totally new squad. But they was trying to retool it and revamp it with a temporary Splash Brother and Russell. But we knew they wasn't going to keep him, because Russell and Clay plays the same position. So we knew Russell wasn't there to stay, right? So when they realized, all right, he's just a rental for 1 year, and plus he doesn't fit that well like we thought, they hurry up and made the move for Andrew Wiggins. But what Andrew Wiggins does is gives you a guy, when Clay comes back, they can also play the 3, or he can do what Iguodala did and play the 3 or the 4, right? They like to go small, and they can have that lineup with what you see this year with Draymond at the 5, Wiggins at the 4. Clay and Steph in the backcourt, and they might have Jordan Poole in there at the three. So those type of lineups, and it's perfect for Andrew Wiggins because Andrew Wiggins actually is an all-star, and Andrew Wiggins actually has the talent to be if he really dug deep, he could be a number one. A team led by Andrew Wiggins as their number one may or may not be that successful because he has like a up and down, um, you know, um, tendency with him. That's the knock on him. But as a number two, solid number two. So this dude has number two potential. That means, he's somewhere on Klay Thompson's level, right? If you give him a number one like Steph as a number two, he could do you some good, right? But he's there. He's not even their number two. He's like their number four because they're relying on Steph for the points. They're relying on Jordan Poole, and then Klay at three. Whatever Wiggins give them, he don't have to give it to him every night. But one thing that translates is defense, and the defense he's playing on Luka is really showing you how good Wiggins is, and it's also showing you how overhyped Luka Doncic is. And I'm gonna tell you why he's overhyped. He's overhyped because no one is watching his games and saying, "Oh man, this guy is great." What they're doing is looking at his numbers after the game and saying he's great. And then the fact that they can compare his numbers to someone like MJ, like I think Luka is averaging 32, 33 points a game this season, this playoffs. And the last player that done that was Michael Jordan. So someone that didn't watch MJ would see that and say, okay, MJ averaged 33. Lucas is averaging 32 or 33. So now he's on the same playing field as Michael Jordan. And you can't say that because Michael Jordan won when he was averaging all those points and winning all those playoff games, the final series. He wasn't playing the type of offense that Luka is playing. and by that I mean a ball dominant offense where he's the only one who's handling the ball virtually. Like Luka always has the ball, and the entire offense doesn't start until Luka tries to get himself a shot. And if the defense actually plays well enough or doubles to take the shot away from Luka, then he'll pass it, and it's up to the guy he passes it to either make the shot or make the extra pass to the guy that's going to make the shot. That's the whole offense. And then when he goes to sit down, then that's when it's an opportunity for someone like Brunson or Dinwiddie to just play one-on-one and get their own shot. But other than that, it's catch and shoot. It's Luka getting a screen at the top of the key, trying to get to the hole for his own shot or or a step back three. But if your defense is good enough, he's got to get the ball up and his teammate has to make the shot. When you play that way for 4 quarters and you're playing 40 minutes a game and you're doing that every single possession and you can take whatever shot you want, it's not going to be that hard to get 30 points, right? What is going to be hard is for you to actually get a win. Another thing that's not going to be hard is for you to get double-digit assists playing like that because you're the only one distributing. One thing I want you to pay attention to is that every player that plays that style that Luka is playing, where he's always got the ball, he's the primary scorer and the primary distributor. All right, that he's always going to have the most assists on the team and the most points on the team. But one thing that's not going to be translated is that his team is not going to be that high in team assists. So team assists is more important than one player's assist, right? I would rather have a Golden State offense where Draymond Green's getting me 6 assists because he's playmaking. Steph is also getting 5 or 6 assists, right? Then you might have another player getting 6 assists as well, like Jordan Poole. Like everyone can make a play, including the players that's getting the ball in the post. Because a lot of times when Draymond posts up, he's looking to pass. He's not looking for a shot. He's looking to pass. He's looking for a shoot. The same thing with Kevon Looney. He don't post up a lot, but when he get offensive rebounds, he's kicking out. Right. So everybody is trying to make a play for each other. Versus when you look at what the Mavs are doing, it's Luka trying to make plays for everyone. And I don't feel sorry for Luka playing like that because he's not playing like that because he has to. He's playing like that because he wants to. Right. He wants to play like that. And everyone who plays that style, whether it be Westbrook, Harden, when Westbrook was in OKC without KD, and Harden was in Houston, and even to a certain extent LeBron James before he went to Miami, they all played that style. They all didn't win playing that style. They all got big numbers. They all had triple doubles, but their team was never high in the assist column as a team, but that one player was. It's not winning basketball. I call it Kylie Watson basketball. This is what Kylie Watson was doing on above the rim. Playing just 1-on-5. Or Tom Shepard basketball when he was playing shadow basketball by himself. When he was playing his dead friend Nutso. That's how I see that, man. And Luka's he's got to abandon that style of offense. It's made him super famous. It's made him somewhat the face of the league. It's got a lot of talk around him, but it's just not good basketball. It's really not. He's got to stop it. I mean, it gets him a lot of numbers. So he's got to graduate from that style of play. And the perfect example for that is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan played that exact way, and he had crazy numbers. He played this exact way until Phil Jackson said, "Hey, I'm installing the triangle offense, and I'm taking you off the ball." And this was something that Michael Jordan didn't receive well. If you watch The Last Dance, he talked about it. He didn't want to come off the ball. The person who decided to have him play like that was Doug Collins, and he liked playing like that, right? He did everything for his team, and he had crazy numbers. Phil Jackson was like, "It's not, that's not how we're going to play. That's not a philosophy." And this is better basketball that when we put this triangle offense in. And Phil Jackson was right, and Michael Jordan willingly, not reluctantly, he willingly submitted to Phil Jackson's authority and went with the triangle offense. And with that triangle offense, we found out how good Pippen was. We found out how good Patson could be. Right? We found out how good Horace could be. But imagine if he was playing a 5-out basketball game where he has the ball all the time, and he was forcing people like Scottie Pippen to catch and shoot threes all game long, like Reggie Bullock or Maxi Kleber is doing. That's basically what Luka is doing. He's saying, I don't care what your other skills is. The only skill you can use in my offense is catch and shoot, and then play defense because I can't help you out on the defensive end. Right? You got to think about that. That's exactly what's going on with Luka. And this is what Phoenix, what Golden State is doing now is what Phoenix should have done last series. They started out doing this. They was running them off the floor. 1-2 games in Phoenix, they went up 2-0. It looked like it was going to be the same type of sweep this it looked like the Warriors is going to do, but the Phoenix didn't handle it well. Once the tables turned and the referees started giving Luka and the Mavs calls, Phoenix they wasn't mentally ready for that type of challenge and that type of adversity. The Warriors are. So I say I'll say this. The Warriors are up 3-0. Right? They got an opportunity to come in here and close this series out in Dallas and sweep them boys. If they sweep the Mavs, I mean, it's really going to be a wake up call for Jason Kidd and the Mavs to abandon this play style. Um, they got to. LeBron is good. LeBron is 10 times better than Luka, and he couldn't win his way. Right, LeBron couldn't win his way, and he tried. He tried for 7 years in Cleveland to try to win this way, and he got to the finals once. And what the Warriors are doing to Luka now is what San Antonio did to LeBron. It's too easy to beat one man, especially when that one man is flawed. For LeBron, his flaw was he couldn't shoot. So they would just one-on-one guard him, not send any double teams, so his shooters wouldn't get involved and make LeBron beat them trying to score 70 points, right? But the guy they had on them playing good defense was actually a good defender, right? So that didn't work. And LeBron realized it wasn't going to work. So, he tried to get a couple of more pieces to help him. He even had the best record in the league one year, but he couldn't even get past Orlando that year, and Dwight Howard and Circle. The year before that, he couldn't get past Boston, right? Detroit got him one time, so he realized he couldn't win like that. So he went to Miami and was like, well, if I can't win with my style of offense, I go to Miami and I load my team up with players that are so good that, we just automatically going to be the favorite. Because, he was a top 2, top 3 player in the league at that time, and he loaded up with another top 5 player in Wade and another top 15 player in Bosh. Right. And even then he couldn't shoot and ran into a buzzsaw with Dallas and Dirk and lost that series. Then they added another player in Ray Allen. Let me grab another player, So now I got a top 2 or 3 player in the league in LeBron, a top 5 player in Wade, a top 10, 15 player in Bosh. So let me go and get another top 75 player of all time and one of the greatest shooters of all time in Ray Allen, barely past his prime. Let me add him. And then let me add Mike Miller and Rashard Lewis. Let me add all this. And then that should help me win. So he had the play style of LeBron James, as good as he is so flawed. You have to have an overwhelming amount of talent on your team to make it work. So they get 2 out of 4 with Miami. If LeBron had a different skill set and a different play style, it's likely they win all 4 of those. But they only get 2 out of 4. Right? So that just goes to show you how flawed that play style is, that someone as good as LeBron playing that play style could still get beat with a super team. It's just amazing. Like, this dude had on paper the best squad in the league, but the play style is so flawed that a team like San Antonio or Golden State that plays a more sophisticated offense can always overcome that play style. And what's up, Chris? And that's the play style that Luka is playing, being a lesser player than LeBron, who also doesn't help on the defensive end, right? Who also have his own flaws, right? Probably more flaws than LeBron, because LeBron could give you some on the defensive end. Luka's a better, at this point at 22, 23 years old, he was a better shooter than LeBron was. So he don't have that issue, however, what's up, Mo? However, his flaws on the defensive end, just doesn't set up well for him, and he's playing that play style. So, boy, to my 3-0. So LeBron playing that play style where he's the ball dominant guy with the ball all the time, primary scorer, primary distributor, and all that things. every player who plays that play style, whether it be Westbrook, Harden, or Luka, always run into a team who plays a more sophisticated offense, who can lock in on you on defense, and they make them look bad. It's just always a lot of sweeps around them. It's a lot of sweeps around Harden, Westbrook, and LeBron. And the only way they can make it work is by adding so much talent to them. But what really talented player wants to come and play beside Luka and watch him dribble the ball all day? The reason why LeBron was able to get talent around him, because it just happened to be his best friends. It just happened to be Wade and Bosh, his best friends, and he talked them into it, right? Then when he came back to Cleveland, Kyrie Irving was already there. So that's how he got Kyrie Irving. Then when he went to LA, Anthony Davis just having to be someone that was on that was part of his agency that he was able to talk to coming out there. But other than that, he couldn't get Kawhi, he couldn't get KD. He'll never get Kyrie again. he mentioned playing with Curry this year. Curry laughed it off. No one wants to come over there and watch one player with the ball dribble for 20 seconds of the shot clock trying to find his own shot and only pass the ball when he's doubled, and you have to hit the shot when he passes it. It's just not good offense. Solely because of his defense and the fact that he takes a lot of terrible shots. Luka fooled the league into thinking he's a second coming and he's forever getting exposed. Yeah, he is the finesse guy, man. Like, I don't understand. People love to try to boost him up, and people fell for it. But I didn't fall for it. I was telling people all along, look, man, that's not a good way to play basketball, and it's going to get exposed by good teams. It was supposed to get exposed by Phoenix, which they did kind of expose it. It's just that Phoenix wasn't mentally tough enough to overcome what the rest was doing. I mean, the only thing the rest was trying to do was trying to make it an entertaining series, but Phoenix folded under that pressure and actually lost the series. They should have never lost that series. They had it under control. They went up 3-2. They had that series under control, and it was just too much pressure for them. Phoenix they just nutted up. We should be watching a Phoenix and Golden State series right now. That's what we should be watching. Luka puts up what I like to call empty numbers. I like to call it Callie Watson basketball. Y'all remember the Butter Rim, right? Callie Watson was out there. He never passed that ball. I know y'all remember that. Phoenix is going to need more than 8. The Phoenix Suns got everything they need. The Phoenix Suns should really be playing the Warriors right now. The Phoenix, they choked. They choked. I mean, they choked. It was like getting chased by a person that had a fake gun, and then you end up crashing your vehicle and dying. But it was a fake gun. They was just playing. It was a prank. That's basically what the NBA was doing. They was never trying. I don't think they was trying to make Phoenix lose the series. They was just refereeing the game in a way because Phoenix was running away with the series. It was 2-0. And they won the first 2 games so convincingly that the league knew that the Mavs needed a little bit of help getting a game or 2. They just didn't want the Mavs to get swept. But whenever they changed the way they called the game, it took CP3 out of the series mentally, and he never came back in. He just never came back in. I mean, I just don't know what happened. And then in game 6, they lost 8. And then in game 7, the whole team melted down. I'm like, man, come on, man. They just wanted to give the Mavs a couple of games. That was gonna let y'all win the series. That was gonna let Phoenix win the series. They just wanted to give Luka and the Mavs a couple of games. And them boys couldn't handle the success, man. Luka coming out the next game with brass knuckles and a Glock. Hey, I really thought that the whistle was gonna be so crazy tonight that the Mavs gonna have to move. But this what happened. They came out. They tried to give a biased whistle to the Mavs, but the Mavs wasn't hitting shots, right? And then Dinwiddie, Brunson, they were just driving to the hole, just throwing themselves at the, just throwing their body, getting foul calls, going to the line. So that kept it close. But then once the Warriors started hitting shots, they did all that, and they was only up by 1 at the half, and they came out in the third quarter and started hitting shots, and the Mavs couldn't hit shots. Hey man, there wasn't no point then. Hey man, just let it happen. Whatever was happening is happening, man. Let it happen. Either the league or Mark Cuban hired the fan that messed with CP3 family. You think that has something to do with it? You think CP3 was? Nah, I don't know if that had anything to do with him mentally checking out of that series. I think from looking at CP3's facial expression throughout the games, especially when they was calling those fouls on him, I think he realized what was going on and just threw his hands up. Especially that game with Scott Foster. I think Scott Foster ref one of his games? He was just like, man, look, you know my history with him. Like I think he just understood the assignment and saw the writing on the wall that, man, the league was just gonna, fix a couple of games. But he never got mentally back into the series. Think they're about to get swept. If they keep their foot on the gas, if Golden State keep their foot on the gas, I don't know if there's anything the Mavs can do. I mean, it ain't like they go change their offense overnight. As long as they come out there playing that Tom Shepard, Cali Watson basketball with Luka, it's gonna be curtains, man. I don't see how they get a game, but and the Warriors know how important it is to go ahead and end the team when it's time to end them. I'm gonna tell you another thing that's real smart about the Warriors, and I seen something Draymond Green did. So you see how when the Phoenix Suns won Game 5 and went up 3-2, and Devin Booker, got that foul and fell to the ground and looked in the camera and said the Luka special. That did two things. One, for a player that's as good as Luka, you don't want to give him any extra motivation to come out and be locked in and to kill. So that's the first mistake Booker did. The second thing that does is that gives you drama that the NBA can use. Look how long we still talking about when Dirk got sick in the finals against Miami, and LeBron and Wade was laughing at him, and they caught on camera and they was kind of mocking him. We still talk about that because Dirk came out like a madman and killed, right? And we still get to talk about that. That if you look at the NBA as a soap opera, well, the basketball portion of it is for real hoop heads, but there's a entertainment soap opera portion that's there for people that are not hoop heads, but that follow the NBA because it's good drama. The people call them casuals, right? Those are the type of people who feed off on that. And the NBA will use that drama to create a storyline or create a narrative. So, and Brooklyn did it before the first round started. Bruce Brown gave the Celtics bulletin board material when he said, They don't have Robert Williams, so we just go attack Tyson, Horford, and all this stuff because they can't block shots at the rim and all that. And they asked Kevin Durant about it at the press conference. He said what? And he just shook his head like, because Kevin Durant knows you don't do that. You just gave them bulletin board material in their locker room, and you just gave the league material that they could use how they see fit. So I say all that to say this. That's good. That's good TV for Luka to come back and make Booker and the Suns pay for what they did with mocking him. The same way it was good TV when Dirk did it. So Draymond Green is making sure he don't give Luka any of that material, and he don't get the NBA any of that material. So I seen when he knocked Luka down to the ground in the middle of the play while the play was going, not a dead play. In the middle of the play, he reached down and helped Luka up. When Steph and Luka got into a little mashup, I seen Steph over there. Draymond over there, calming Luka down, patting him on his back. We good. Like Draymond Green will not rough up Luka and try to bully him or none of that, because he understands two things. One, when someone is good like that, you don't give them any extra motivation. And two, you don't do anything that's going to give the league a reason to create a story out of it. Because, I don't want to say too much with that, but Draymond Green understands that, man. And that's smart. You just don't give people bulletin board material and extra motivation. First legit sweep of the playoffs. I fix your statement, bro. They had opportunity to be 2-1, but they cannot play defense for a complete game. They can't. You're right. The Nets didn't get swept. No, the Nets got swept. But yeah, the Nets. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Chris. The Nets did get swept, but that junk was a group effort. Great game plan by Boston Celtics and how they decided to play prison ball with Kevin Durant, and how they put a hand in his face on every shot, sometimes two hands in his face, from the help defender. So the Boston Celtics had a fantastic game plan, but the referees had a good game plan as well. And that went into a lot of, and the crazy thing about it is game one was theirs. I don't know how they let that game go, but they actually won game one with the way that game was going. So I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, that team had a lot of flaws, and they had a rough year trying to put that chemistry together. Even if they would have got past the Celtics in the first round, I just don't see how they would have went any further. They would have played who next? Milwaukee. Yeah, it would have been interesting. I think they could have beat Philly, though. They could have beat Philly. I used to think they could have beat Miami, but I don't know. I'm not so sure about that no more. So yeah, it would have been tough. That's what happened with Bam last night. He had a terrible game 2 and heard the feedback from it and came into game 3 killing. Yeah, something got into him. KD fell asleep on the last play. I'll be the first to admit. It wasn't even that he fell asleep. It was yeah, he fell asleep. You can say that. He wasn't locked in. Like knowing that you were the tallest guy on the clock on the floor, you just gotta automatically know you want to go protect the rim. So I think he knew it was so little time on the clock that it was just no way he was gonna get that shot off, and he didn't think about going out there to contest or nothing. Then he saw Kyrie down there. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking, but He probably wasn't thinking Tatum was go, get off a little quick finger roll like that for a game winner. But I know he want that shot back. I'm about to pump his head up. Miami playing some good ball, man. They got an issue though with with Jimmy Butler's knee right now. I mean, it's swelling up. They probably done drained it. They get a day or two off before their next game, but he's still questionable. And they got to figure out why his knee swelling up. That's not a good thing, right? This dude played a game, and at halftime, his knee was like, "All right, your night is over." So, what happens in a game where they don't blow out the Boston Celtics? Because if there was a close game going into the half, and his knee did that, he couldn't come back out. You see how tough it was for them to score with Victor Oladipo in the lineup. And then they got the same issues that the Nets had against the Celtics when they had those small guards like Seth Curry, Kyrie Irving, Patty Mills, and you can say Dragic. He's taller, but he's still a small frame. That's the same issue they have trying to play. Sometimes Kyle Lowry, but definitely Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. Like in the fourth quarter, they couldn't. Like Eric Spoelstra didn't even play them because he really felt like the way Jaylen Brown was cooking, him going downhill. If he give Tyler Hero any type of body, he's gonna bump him off the spot and get a really nice open shot. I seen him do it a couple of times on Tyler Hero. And when Duncan Robinson was in the game, they had to go to a whole zone to help protect Duncan Robinson. So they were way more comfortable down the stretch with Victor Oladipo, which he got a lot of steals and deflections while he was out there. So they had Oladipo, Kyle Lowry, even though he's short, he's a stocky, short, strong guy. He'll switch on defense and front the post and do all that stuff. So they feel more comfortable with him. So they had Oladipo, Lowry, and Strus out there. And Strus was the guy they was trying to attack on defense because I guess he's probably the worst defender out of those three. But he held his own. And plus he got size. So they had to keep that out there. But that's not their best offensive backcourt to have out there. They probably would rather have, for scoring purposes, the sixth man of the year, Tyler Hero. But been a lot better on defense. He couldn't even play in the fourth quarter. So Jimmy Butler not being there creates a whole lot of issues for Miami. Miami hooping for real, but these injuries are something to watch for. Yeah, for sure. I thought Marcus Morris, and they gonna have to play Marcus Morris at some point. They haven't even played him yet. We'll get some playing time depending on Jimmy's situation. We can see him on the court. Yeah, you might see him. I've been telling y'all about Matt Strauss, man, but we're gonna have him out there because he does play more defense than Duncan. Yeah. Way more defense than Duncan. Duncan tries, man. It's just he's light. He's light, man. Same thing with Patty Mills and Seth Curry, man. They was trying on defense, man, but they couldn't stay with no daggone Jaylen Brown and Tatum. I mean, the first game they had I don't know what defensive coach they had for the Nets that was advising Steve Nash, but they had Seth Curry guarding Dice in the first game of that series. Had ice on his hamstring, so he could be hurt. Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. All right, man. I'm about to end this, man. Man, I keep coughing. Hey, call-in number is right there, man. Call in real quick before I end it, man, just to give me y'all thoughts on this Warriors and Luka situation, man. All you heard was mouse in the house. Yeah. I man, the group on fire, man. It's a lot of it's a lot of people in the Facebook group that don't like my take on the NBA being manipulated by the referees. And they definitely don't like my take on Luka playing bad basketball. What my boy Marvin at? What was Marvin at? He said when next time I went live, he was gonna come on here and talk about Luka. Don't tell me he hiding. Marvin, you hiding? I told y'all boys y'all don't know nothing about basketball. Y'all just out there, y'all just out there repeating cold takes from ESPN. Y'all don't even have y'all own opinions, man. Y'all get y'all opinions from Nick Wright and ESPN. Whatever they say is what y'all think. They done told y'all Luka was the best player in the league and on Jordan level. Jordan played defense. That's the difference between his 33 points and it's fascinating for someone like Michael Jordan to carry the load for his offense. 33 points a game in the playoffs on a team in an era where you could win a game by scoring 85 points. So Michael Jordan can go out there and get a third of your points, right? On top of going out in there and putting max effort on defense as well and shutting down a player playing really good defense versus the guys that put up 30 points now. Think about the guys that put up 30 points. Harden, when he was with Houston, played no defense. LeBron, in his second stint with Cleveland, played no defense. Right? Westbrook, OKC, played no defense. All right. Even Steph Curry, as much as I like him, Steph Curry plays defense, but he puts the effort out there. Steph Curry is not a liability on defense. He's not. But I will say he wasn't playing the type of defense that Michael Jordan was playing. Right? So just think about Michael Jordan putting that many points up in a playoff game, and he absolutely needed to do it for that team because that team had Rodman and he wasn't giving him points. Luke Longley, he was giving you like, I don't know, 10 a game at the most, maybe 8. I don't know. Pippen was his second guy, his Robin. I don't think he averaged more than 17 in the playoffs. So it wasn't like he was giving them 25, 26 points. Like, like somebody like LeBron had as a second player, like Wade or Anthony Davis or Kyrie Irving. Like he's had second guys that's giving him 25 or more. Michael Jordan didn't have that. So he was really putting on for his offense, but also playing elite defense. Luka Doncic is not playing nowhere near average defense. MJ was playing elite defense and scoring that many points. So we gotta put it in. We gotta put it in. I mean, there's levels to it. You can't start comparing a 30-point game in the playoffs from Luka to Michael Jordan's because Luka has the luxury of not playing no D and has the luxury of having the ball for 20 seconds of every possession. What up, Dino?
What up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. I just got my little setup back up.
Okay, I see you. I see you. Hey, man. I think right, and that's next year
Yeah,
when Kawhi gets healthy,
right. Dame.
Dame gets healthy.
Yeah,
Right. Well, Dame Portland still has a little bit of building to do.
yeah,
Zach Collins, he's not going to be enough, big man wise. And then they have to find his number 2 again since CJ is now in New Orleans. So I'm not really too sure about Dame in Portland, but I
right.
am excited to see. how Dame reacts and what he does with the new team. So, but I think the Clippers, maybe the Warriors, if they could keep everybody together. Uh, Denver, of course, when they get healthy. I think those are going to be your top teams in the West. Clippers, Warriors, Denver.
In that order?
Not no specific order, but that is going to be your top teams in the West next year. Why? Because they play both sides of the ball.
Okay.
You
You're
know what
not
I'm
giving
saying?
the you're not giving the Lakers a shot.
Come on, man.
You're
Come
not
on.
giving you're not
Come on.
giving
Come on.
you're not giving Dallas a shot.
For what? How? They-
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
I'm just, man. Listen, Dallas and no, I'm not giving them a shot. Reggie Bullock, how long has he been in the league?
I
You
don't know.
won't. I don't think he's gonna be. He's not a factor. I mean, Tim Hardaway does come back, and he actually does play both sides of the ball. But I think they're gonna have some identity issues, man.
Um, what about Phoenix?
As much as I like Devin Booker, Chris Paul, I don't see them being. I think they missed out on their 2 years, man. Honestly speaking, because if you think about it, Kawhi, right? Kawhi's coming back, and that is a huge, huge thing for the Clippers. Like, and we don't know what's gonna happen draft wise as well. So
They
it's
play really good. They play really good basketball without Kawhi and Ty Lue doing a heck of a coaching job. So
mm-hmm,
being that Kawhi comes back and you got Reggie Jackson still being an aggressive point guard and scoring
mm-hmm.
points, and then PG if they stay healthy, I think they'd be good. So you're right. I put the Clippers up there in the top three. I'm definitely going to put the Warriors up there in the top three. They're only going to get better when they get Wiseman back. I think they got to make some decisions.
Absolutely.
I got to look at their roster to see who's all on the contract and who they got to re-sign, because I think they got Clay,
I think
Draymond, and Steph locked up, but they might have a decision to make on Looney, maybe even Wiggins as well. And I don't know if they'll let Looney walk and just utilize Wiseman. That's gonna be real interesting what they do. But I'll put them in the top three. I put the Clippers in the top three. But Phoenix, CP is gonna be a year older. What I would like to,
what year 19 coming up?
right, and what I would like to see Phoenix do with CP3 is kind of like what Utah did with Stockton in his later years, and they was utilizing Howard Isley a lot coming off the bench. They had a minutes restriction on Stockton. He came out every first quarter at the same time every game, no matter what the score was. They had set minutes where he rested, so he could make it through the whole season. So I think they're going to have to do that, and they're going to have to find someone better than Cameron Payne to be a straight up backup for CP. They can actually get him, something, because I want CP3 to be real fresh when the playoffs come. So they got to do that. Number one. Number two, they got to pay Ayton or sign and trade or something. Like get that man his money, so you can keep that your little mini dynasty going. So they got to do that as well. And if they do, I think those would be the top three teams: Phoenix, Clippers, Warriors.
Do you think Aiton has done enough to be able to retain his position in Phoenix? You think
Yes.
they're paying for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what he didn't do was based on what Phoenix didn't do. If they
Okay.
would have if they would have went to him in the post like he was a dominant center and said, "Look, man, we go win and lose." I mean, because pretty much their offensive sets got destroyed by the Mavs the way they was blowing it up. It made CP3 a non-factor, and for Game 7 and 6, it made Booker somewhat of a non-factor.
Mm-hmm.
All they really had was Aiden, but he just didn't show up in Game 7. But it was a reason why. It was a reason why they, but that's another topic. But
Right.
Aiden don't get the ball that much,
That's what I'm saying. Like, we really seen enough from him in order for them to either max extend him or, you know what I'm saying, not let him go.
I think we've seen enough. But what other option does Phoenix have? Let him walk and then what? I mean, because he's one of the reasons why you won 60 games. It's the same thing with Draymond Green.
That makes sense. Okay.
Draymond Green is not a max player. He's not. However, he's so important to the culture and the type of offense they put together in Golden State that it's kind of like a handcuff situation. If you go have Stephen Clay there, you got to have Draymond, because Draymond, what he brings to the table is absolutely what Steph don't bring to the table. The toughness, the bully part, people try to bully Steph, and Draymond is there to make sure that don't happen. You get what I'm saying? And that's Golden State for you. They're a finesse team to a certain extent, and Draymond helps make them not be the type of finesse team that can get bullied the way the Brooklyn Nets got bullied by the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, I think this is just a bad matchup for Dallas. It's a terrible matchup.
But so was Phoenix. The Warriors is a bad matchup for everybody. They just are. Like, they're a bad matchup for everybody because they play the game on a highly sophisticated level. They're not playing the game on a elementary level.
Right.
Dallas Mavericks play elementary basketball. No, seriously.
Get your best player the ball and let him go to work.
Yeah, that's what we learned on the playground. Get your best player the ball at the top of the key, and everyone get out the way, and let him just go one-on-one. And if someone double, he's going to find you on the pass. That's elementary basketball. That's what you do when it's 1 minute left in the game and it's tied. Hey, best player, get me a bucket. You don't do that for 4 quarters.
Right.
You run an offense.
Now at that point, once Luka gets tired, or what we've seen, they start trapping him and he dimes out. You have nobody in rhythm. Nobody. You know what I mean? So it seems as if he has no help, quote unquote. That's what we hear a lot, right? Oh, Luka has no help. You know what I'm saying? No, he's just not getting them involved enough, and to the point where, man, I was watching the game, and I had Chris in the party with me on the game, and I said, man, keep giving the ball to Jalen Brunson. He came down twice, right? Facilitated the first time he got to the basket. They crashed down because he's that good of a finisher, and he found the open man, and the open man swung it to Luka. You know what I'm saying? They got that 3. I said, okay, right. If Luka could continue to play catch and shoot, he'll be all right. The next drive, Jalen Brunson comes down, gets to the basket, another layup. I'm like, man, get it. That's your offense. That's your offense right there. When 3 people touch the ball, it's gonna work.
Yep, and that's what Golden State does. But you're a football guy. What Luka is doing is equivalent to a running quarterback that runs a read option all game. Most of the time he tucks it and run, but every now and then he'll give it to his running back. And then when the fourth quarter comes, when they got 8 men, 9 men in the box, and they shutting it down, you're trying to make sure that you're trying to go deep to your receivers, and they ain't caught no pass all game.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
That's exactly what it is. And
That's
then
exactly what it sounds like.
and then all his fans are saying he ain't got no receiver help. He ain't got no,
Oh, that's hilarious, man.
yeah, he ain't got no receiver help. And he be like, man, what you want him to do? He had 100 yards rushing and 200 yards passing. He ain't got no receiver help. What? That's what Luka is. They're looking at his points and saying, well, he gave you 40,
Mm-hmm.
and Bullock missed. He was 0 for 6 behind the 3-point arc, bro. You know
Because
how hard.
he took all 6 shots in the 2 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He showed up did. Look, he took one. He took one in the first half. I remember he jacked it. You know, it was
Yeah.
off an offensive rebound. He just jacked it for no. He had to get a shot. But look, this is the thing.
And a lot of his shots be late in the shot clock. Like it'd be like 2
It'd be late.
seconds,
It'd be
man.
late. Look, it'd be with just a catch and shoot. That's all they get, catch and shoot. And imagine if I had you on my squad, Mo, and I said, man, all your shots gonna be off my pass, but you can't take a dribble, you can't post, you
I
ain't even getting
promise you, I just said this. I said I couldn't play with him, man. I couldn't play
bro.
with Luka. And it has nothing, and it's not even sitting here just saying, oh, he's a bad player. No. I would have to say something to the coach, like, hey coach, you gotta implement something, bro. I can't
Yeah,
just sit here and all right, I'm gonna set a pick, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna set a pick, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna set a pick, I'm gonna wait. Oh, he finally passed the ball. I wasn't expecting that. I'm gonna shoot it. My bad.
yeah.
I got you on the next one, but I never do get a next one until 3 quarters later.
It was a weird stat that Reggie Miller had pointed out last game. What's the not Maxi Kleber, but the other big shooter? Is
Berton.
it Bertans?
Mm-hmm.
Bertans had punk fake and drove in and got a layup.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear what Reggie Miller said when he got the layup?
I have never seen this guy dunk off of a drive. I've only seen him dunk like off of an alley, but I've never seen this guy dunk off of
No,
a drive. Is that what you're
no,
talking about?
not that one. He
Oh, they said
said
that tonight. They said that tonight though.
no.
What are you talking about?
The other night he said that is Bertans' first 2-point attempt in the playoffs.
Oh man.
That was his first 2-point attempt in the playoffs. He is there strictly to shoot threes and spread the floor for Luka. That is it. You're not using anything else on and that's what they wanted Porzingis to be.
And he can't beat it. He's too good to be that.
He's too good to be that. You mean to tell me I'm never getting any post ups?
The man was averaging 28 when he got to Washington.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. I'm like, why wouldn't you want that as your number 2? Somebody that can, you know what I'm saying? Like put a real offense in. We can go Luka in the fourth quarter if the game's close, but we got to run our offense. We might blow a team out. We might not ever have to use Luka's high screening role. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's what Phil Jackson coach Michael Jordan do. He was like, look, we have to run our triangle. We can't go MJ centric yet. I promise you, MJ, if we get to the fourth quarter and it's close, it'll be your time. And he trained Kobe the same way, and they all bought into it because they always ready. Oh, I can take over whenever. Nope, not yet. Run the offense. That's what Phil had to keep MJ and Kobe on a leash. Run the offense, and if it's close in the fourth, I'll unleash you.
Mm-hmm.
That's called mastering the game. You get what I'm saying? That's mastering the game. Luka's not trying to master the game. He's just trying to go out there and just go balls to the wall. Let me do what I can do, and y'all just gonna have to get in where y'all fit in.
I mean, it maximizes both sides of the ball as well because you're still touching the ball offensively. You're just not dribbling. You know what I'm saying? Or trying to look for a shot continuously. Like you're still involved in the offense, and you're not involved to the point to where you can't put no effort in on defense. You could play defense now because you don't have to overexert yourself on the offensive side. So now you can play a little bit more defense. You can focus on becoming better defensively. You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, if the game is close, go all offense.
Yeah.
I agree, man. That is Phil Jackson. He was great for that.
Yeah. Chris said if Golden State sweeps or wins in fives and Miami and Boston goes 7 games, does the time off hurt or help the Warriors? Oh, I guess both. I guess it'll help because you get the rest and you get healthier, right? Like Otto Porter Jr., he hurt his foot, so it'll give him time to get healthy. But then again, it also could, you could be rusty in game 1. But
if I'm not Warriors team, I wouldn't want time off. Solely on, they're getting older. That's not the young Golden State Warriors we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So a week off, that could catch up with them, especially coming against a team either Boston or Miami. It doesn't matter which team you see. They're gonna play until clocks hit 0.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
it ain't nothing they can do about it though. I mean, they go get that time off. like they go get that time off, and this game might go 5. I mean, the series might go 5. So yeah, they go probably get a week off.
He said they can't do that about it.
Yeah, they ain't nothing they can do about it, man. It ain't like KP coming back. Hey, I be seeing people talk about, oh man, all Dallas need is the get them a good center, and that they just need a good center. They need a good number 2. Now I'm like, dude, you can't get a number 2 to come and play that style offense. You can't. And I just cannot believe that Jason Kidd is locking himself into that style of offense, man. This is what I really think happened.
Mark Cuban, man.
I think Mark Cuban wants them to play that way, and this is the reason why Rick Carlisle resigned, because Rick Carlisle did not coach Dirk Nowitzki in that championship team like this. They ran a sophisticated offense.
Right.
They really did, man. And as good as Dirk was, and he's better than Luka, we didn't see Dirk. I mean, he didn't have the ball skills that Luka had, and but
young Dirk did.
Well, but 7 foot, man, you ain't gonna have him bringing the ball up and running no high screen and roll, man. Dirk couldn't get to the hole like Luka can.
Right,
I mean? He was better in the post. But this is my thing. Rick Carlisle, I don't think he wanted to, because I was shocked that Rick Carlisle was letting Luka play like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Rick Carlisle really wanted to play like that. This is what I really think happened. Mark Cuban is a genius, right? He's in the business of making money.
Mm-hmm.
He knew he had a gold mine in Luka. They traded up for him. Or not traded up, but they traded. Hold on, Ayton went number 1. Luka went number 2. Trae Young went number 3. Is that how that went? Or the trade go number 2 and Luka went number 3? Either way it went. I think
Trae went 2 and Luka was 3. I think I could be wrong though.
Yeah, but they got traded for each other. Dallas drafted Trae, but the trade was already in place. Atlanta wanted Trae and Cuban wanted Luka. Cuban knew he was already gonna be able to market Luka Doncic. He already knew I was gonna market him, and all that good stuff, right? But to be able to market a player, they gotta have to play on the court. So putting Luka in an offense that's like a real offense, he wasn't gonna have these type of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So Mark Cuban would rather have him have big numbers and be in MVP discussions versus actually playing really good basketball, which is just weird, man. I just don't understand why they would do that, man. Because Luka, he's so skilled.
Was he even in the MVP conversation?
No, but 2 years in a row he's been the preseason favorite for MVP. You know, they always before the season start, they always have the
Yeah,
preseason
yeah.
favorite. And Luka has been 2 years in a row the preseason favorite because he gets so many big numbers that they think that it's gonna be hard not to give it to him because he's gonna be 25, 28 points a game, 10 assists, 10 rebounds every season. So those numbers say MVP, but he always come in a season out of shape and he always disappoint.
He's still young and he still has a young mentality.
Man,
It
look, bro.
shows. It shows in his play. You know, even Rondo, right? Rondo when he got to Boston, I think Rondo could have done exactly that, average a triple double. No, not necessarily saying he was going to go out there and get 28, 25, but Rondo was good enough skill wise where he could get you a triple double every single game.
Yeah.
But he was way ahead of his time, how smart he was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he was just so skilled that he can actually pass the ball the way he could, man.
Right.
Like he was ahead of his time basically. Luka's
Yeah.
not. Luka's like he's young and it shows in his game. It shows in his game. Like
Bro.
man,
At 23, I mean, I know we got different body types, but at 23, I could have ate a pig every day and I couldn't be out of shape. I don't understand how Luke is out of shape every year. I don't understand how Luke is out of shape every year, man.
I mean
Like what,
6'9".
bro?
Yeah,
Ain't no way.
man,
Ain't
yeah,
no way, man.
that's crazy, man.
Ain't no way.
But and again, this could be like you said, this could be a coaching thing as well. Like that starts with them. It starts with them. Okay, hey, look, we got to set this standard. We can't have you coming in out of shape. We're gonna try and prepare you for longevity, and it's gonna benefit you in the season too. You gotta be putting in more work than what you're putting in. You can't rely on straight. What it sounds like is the Booby Miles treatment. All I got to do is show up. That you know what I'm saying? That's what it seems like with Luka. All I got to do is show up.
I think that's what it is.
I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Even I think I watched the interview, or I just seen a clip of it on Facebook not too long ago. It said Luka didn't even know how to do a step back when he got in the league, and he was training, and somebody was like, "Okay, do a step back," and he did it. And he was like, "Oh my God, you have an amazing step back. You should work on that." And that's how he started working on his step back.
Yeah. So far that's all that he got. He's got you know get the high screening roll and then drive to the basket. If he get you behind him or on his hip, I mean he's such a wide body. It's a wrap. If just kind of like LeBron, if LeBron utilize that high screening roll and get you behind him on his hip, it ain't nothing you can do, right? And plus they both so gifted as passers that even if you bring the help, they go find the open shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got right now. This is the wrinkles he got in this game: high screen and roll, drive to the basket. Use his body to shield you off, get a layup or and one. Right. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two is high screen and roll. Right. Or not even high screen and roll. Number two is driving to the basket. If he don't get past you for the layup, then he'll turn and start backing you in, and he got a decent up and under where he'll fake the fadeaway
Mm-hmm.
and then get you in the air and pivot
That,
for the layup, or pivot
that,
or get you in the air and hit you for the and one,
mm-hmm.
right? Or he'll just go ahead and do the fadeaway, right? Backing you in. So high screen and roll, get to the hole, or if he don't get to the hole, he'll back you in, fade away, or up and under. And then the other thing is high screen and roll, and if he don't get an open driving lane, step back. That's his whole game. That's his whole game.
Or if he messes it up, pass it and get it right back.
That exactly, and that's his whole game. And guess what? If you put Andrew Wiggins on him or somebody like Draymond or somebody who can play defense, he can't do any of that until you screen and get a switch so he can get a smaller player. He can't execute none of his offense except the step back. If you get a good defender on him, he's got to get a screen to get. Please come get this good defender off me now, please. Get Andrew Wiggins off me. Get Draymond Green off me, or I have no offense except a step back.
Yeah, he's struggling, man.
Yeah,
he is struggling. Do you think with Otto Porter going down, I think Dallas will sneak one in. You said it might go 5.
Man, they can throw Kuminga in and not miss a beat, or they can just dust off Iguodala and say get out there.
Nah, I think Iggy is actually done for the season, honestly. Because remember, Iggy's not very young. You know what I mean?
But he didn't hurt like a leg or a knee. It's his neck.
Exactly. So I think he's done for the season.
Bro, ain't nothing wrong with that man neck.
What? Now hold on, man. We can't say that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that man neck. They brought Iguodala in to help coach and to teach all those guys that got the same body like him, like Kuminga and Wiggins, what his role was. I'm gonna show y'all at practice. I'm gonna talk to y'all on the bench, but he's there to train his replacement. If they ever need Iguodala, he'll suit up. He can. I promise. And look, another thing, ain't nobody said nothing about Wiseman. Last I heard, before the playoffs started, Wiseman was playing in the G League. Wiseman might be able to suit up.
Do they need him? I mean, against the Heat or Boston, they will, but not against Dallas.
Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, like, Looney's playing well. You know what I mean? Like, look how loaded they are, bro. They loaded.
They are.
They loaded. After the Mavs shut down Booker and Ayton and CP3, that was it.
I honestly think the best series for the finals will be the Warriors in Miami, strictly off of both of these teams have depth, like, and not just regular depth. Like, you see the name and be like, oh, okay, no, like, you see that name and be like, okay, I could. That person has talent. That person could do this. That person could, like, it's so many packages both of these teams can run. Man, that's gonna be an amazing. I'm excited for the finals.
Yeah, if it's Warriors Heat, I'm excited for it, man. I don't want to see no team make it that got help from the refs to get out of the first round, no second round. And I think Boston got a lot of help to beat the Nets. And I think the Mavs got a lot of help to beat Phoenix. I don't want to see neither one of those teams make it. Chris said if this is the future for Dallas, it's a bleak one. Yeah, if the future is we can't get no players to play big man except a shooter, then yeah, it's gonna be a rough. I mean, it's gonna be rough for them. Like,
man, not only did they have KP, they had Cauley Stein coming off the bench.
Didn't want him.
Oh,
didn't want him.
Goodness, man.
He could be running. He could be rim running, blocking shots at the rim, catching alley-oops,
doing what JaVale McGee was doing.
Exactly, but they don't want nobody in the paint. They don't want nobody in the paint, man. This is a bad offense. How can a professional team get locked into this offense, man? Like, even I can see how problematic it is. Bro, it didn't even work for LeBron. LeBron had to leave and go to Miami for a super team to get a ring. He couldn't get a ring with this offense.
That year they went to the finals. They had Big Z, right? Big Z was there.
Yeah, they had Big Z.
And it's like you said, they didn't even want Big Z in the post.
No.
Big Z was out there pulling threes, man.
Yeah. This offense has to have shooters. And shooters just don't tend to be the best play. Like it's not too many times your shooters can be Steph or Clay. Like, or Ray Allen. Like it's only certain type of shooters that also are just ballers. But most shooters are Kyle Korver or James or James Johnson or Boobie Gibson. Like if you trying to find pure shooters, they're not going to be the best. They're not going to be all-stars. Like how many pure shooters make all-star other than Steph, Clay, and Ray Allen?
Not many. I can't even. And Bird, but
yeah, Bird, Reggie Miller, Kyle Korver, right? But
yeah,
you're
absolutely right, because no 3-point participants other than the ones you name participate in the All-Star game.
Yeah. So if you're telling me you're gonna have your best player play 5-man out offense, that means I have to have shooters. Then you also telling me I have to put players that are not all-stars around my best player, unless I get Steph, Clay, or Ray Allen, or Bird, or Reggie Miller.
Man, that's crazy to think about it like that, but there's some truth behind it. A lot of truth behind it.
Yeah. And that's why everybody that play that offense, when they lose, they always say he didn't get no help. And they say he didn't get no help, and they start pointing to people like Reggie Bullock that went 0 for 6.
You know what, Mal? Because I'm a Heat fan, so I pay attention to our games very well. In the bubble, Danny Green missed that 3 against us, right?
Yep.
And nobody was talking about the fact that Jimmy Butler gave LeBron 48.
Right.
All they kept talking about was Danny Green getting 1 shot.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Like that team role player blame is always going to follow that style of offense.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Always. And it don't matter if it's Harden, Westbrook, LeBron, or Luka. Everybody who plays that style of offense, they always blame the role players.
Yeah. It's messed up, man. It is, because a lot of role players that get the blame for these type of things be great basketball players. Not good, but great basketball players.
Right.
Because we forget, before that shot with Danny Green, right before that shot in the Lakers, we forget he's a major reason why they beat the Heat. And when he played for San Antonio,
Facts.
he was a major reason why they beat the Heat.
Facts.
So you're right, man. It's crazy. It is crazy. I hate to see it, but that's why I like the Heat.
Yeah.
Like you said, the Heat just play basketball, and it's great basketball. Like, where when you talk about the Heat weaknesses, we turn the ball over a lot, and maybe say we're undersized, but is that really a weakness? Because we put in so much effort, those turnovers don't even turn into points, man. I don't see these guys stop three on one fast breaks with a turnover. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a charge taken or a strip ball as you're trying to go up, or a block or something. Like, man, that's what you want from a team. Same
Man,
thing with the Warriors. The same thing with the Warriors. The Warriors, you could steal the ball twice, go down, get you a little dunk or whatever, and they come back out just 3 threes straight down. Dum 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 dum. Like it never happened.
the Heat play elite defense, man. And what I like about what Bam did last game that he didn't do in the first two games is he just unlocked his offense and was like, I'm gonna be aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And when he does that, the Heat go from like they take their team from being
Great to elite.
they go to being elite. If Jimmy Butler is healthy and Bam is playing that way, then the Heat is on the same level with the Warriors and Phoenix. I didn't think the Heat was on the same level with the Warriors and Phoenix until I seen Bam play like that the last game, and I was like, yeah, if Bam's gonna play like that, then yeah, you got a contender, right?
And it's
So
like you said earlier, he heard that feedback because he was getting hammered. Like I think he I don't even think he had 10 points the game before last.
right,
You know what I'm saying? And people was like, yo, you got to step it up.
right,
And
he
he
did.
definitely did.
Yeah. Georgia Goat said in the praise he's only 23. So my thumbnail say in the Luka praise, right? Georgia Goat, this is what I'm talking about. The praise that Luka is getting is number one. They're saying he is probably the best player in the league. We need to stop that right now, right? Number two is they're saying that he's doing something that only Michael Jordan and whoever else, averaging 33 in the playoffs, he's on par with Michael Jordan. We need to stop that as well. That type of praise has got to stop. I understand the young man is 23, and I understand the man is really good. I understand he's gonna be an all-star for years to come. I understand.
He's young.
Yeah, I understand that he's approaching superstardom as well. But if you listen to any of my lives, I also have been on record saying that the reason why Luka is getting those numbers that people are praising is because he's playing a ball dominant style of offense that we've only seen Westbrook, Harden, and LeBron play in the most recent years. That's not winning basketball. LeBron made it work because he's so good and because he's was able to get superstar help to help him win with that horrible style of offense. But he always made himself look less than when he was facing a team like the Warriors, who play a more sophisticated style of offense and also has superstars on that team. A team with superstars that play the style of offense that San Antonio and the Golden State Warriors play is always going to have the advantage over a team that plays the style of offense that Luka, LeBron, or Westbrook or Harden plays. And history has shown that to be true. You have to have a better style of offense to play. Now, what Luka is doing is good for numbers, not so good for winning. So that's why I say pump the brakes on the praise, because you're praising a dead style of offense only because it produces numbers.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't you mention that they tried it with Jordan, right?
Yep.
And it didn't work his first 2 years, and then once they implemented that triangle and said we're gonna take the ball out your hand a little less,
Yep.
it started working.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And it unlocked the rest of his teammates.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like everybody thought Brunson was trash until Luka got hurt for the first 3 games of the Utah series. And we was like, hold on, Brunson can give you 30 a game. And beat a playoff team. Like Westbrook couldn't even beat Utah when he was with OKC. And you got Brunson doing it, and he go up 2-0 on Utah, averaging 30 a game. Like, is he really that good?
Right.
People didn't know. So anytime your best player, people don't know what they can do, that's a problem.
Speaking basketball, that's what that is. That's speaking basketball 101.
Right. 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 Like if you think about the teams that won, say for instance, Golden State, we knew what Clay could do, right?
Mm-hmm.
We was able to see 95% of Clay's game. I don't think it's no parts of Clay game that we haven't seen. Like he's not gonna surprise us like Steph get hurt and play and miss a game, and then all of a sudden we be like, oh, we didn't know Clay could do that. Like we've seen all of Clay's game. We've seen all of Draymond's game, right? We've seen it. That shows me that offense is a good offense, because we just not seeing one player showcase his skills while everybody else is just sidekicks watching and waiting for a pass, right? With Michael Jordan, we've seen all of Scottie Pippen game. We've seen what he could do. With give me another with Boston Big Three. We seen what KG could do. We seen what Ray Allen could do. We seen what Paul Pierce could do. They all shared it. Like with the Clippers, we've seen what Kawhi and Paul George could do, right? With Luka, we only get to see what Luka can do, and everybody else is in catch and shoot situations. With James Harden in Houston, we seen what James Harden could do. Only thing Clint Capella got was alley oops and offensive rebounds, right? Only thing Eric Gordon got was catch and shoots. Only thing Gerald Green got was catching suits.
I think when you see, so the biggest difference with Luka and LeBron, the roles players, look at some of the players that leave by, like you said, Porzingis. He went to Washington, started averaging 28, right? Who else can we think of that I think that you mentioned already?
That was with Luka.
Yeah. Willie
that-
Cauley-Stein. Willie Cauley-Stein in Sacramento, right? Sacramento.
mhm.
A double, walking double.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Tim Hardaway Jr., New York. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like you're right. So when you look at the supporting cast around these people, we can't say, oh, they don't have anybody. Okay, so let's bring up the resumes from when they didn't play with Luka.
Right. Well, we
Before
know
and after. Like
we know KP was considered the unicorn in New York. We also know Tim Hardaway Jr. Had skills with the ball and as a shooter and as a slasher, right? Only thing he get to do with Luka is catch and shoot.
So why man, send Tim Hardaway to Miami. We'll give you Duncan.
Right. Exactly.
We'll give you Duncan.
Send Tim Hardaway to Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
They'll take a shooter that can play defense at 6'7". You know, that's not like short like Patty Mills or Seth Curry. They'll take that. You know,
and do something with
it. Oh, and look, if Joe Harris' ankle is okay next year, he's 6'7" and can play defense. Mm-hmm. That's gonna help them a lot, especially with Ben Simmons as well too. So,
and then you got Spencer Dinwiddie, man, who was a huge reason to Brooklyn's success before KD got there when they had D'Angelo Russell, Jared Allen, all of them players, right? He was a huge reason why they were success. Him and Kyrie were averaging, I think, 23 at one point, 23 plus at one point. Like Spencer's another good piece, and like you said, when the team is losing, nobody's gonna blame Luka because only thing they're gonna look at is that box score. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Luka dropped 40, 17 boards, 10 assists. Okay. Like, you gotta watch the game, man. You gotta understand.
Yeah. Man, when you watch an offense like Golden State, bro,
it's just beautiful.
There's so many things that
Everybody's moving.
Everybody's moving. Everybody can make a play. Everybody's setting screens, right? Like if you look at Steph when he don't have the ball, he's still a threat because he's running off of multiple screens, and you have to pay attention to him. Yeah, you have to pay attention to him because he's going to run off a screen to try to get open when he doesn't have the ball. Same thing with Klay Thompson. He's going to run off a flare screen. He's going to utilize a back screen, a down screen. They even gonna have a backdoor cut. You know, they got so many different actions off the ball, and they're looking to make a play with that catch and shoot, or get you backdoor with a layup, or sometimes you'll see Wiggins flash across the paint and post up in the middle and catch it. He did that a couple of times tonight. So yeah, it's a good offense, and then every now and then you'll see Draymond in the low post or the mid post or the high post, and when he get it in the high post, he's looking to pass. And other players are setting screens off the ball. Like it's so many different ways they can make a play for each other. With Dallas, it's only one way to make a play, and that is Luka get a screen and try to get to the basket and make a pass if he gets doubled. That's it. There's no that you're not going to see Maxi Kleber in the post. You're not going to see Dorian Finney-Smith in the post. You're not going to see Bertan in the post. You're not going to see Luka running off any screens without the ball, trying to get a catch and shoot. You get what I'm saying? They don't even run the shooters that they got, like Bullock, off of any screens.
Right.
They all just sitting there waiting for the shot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's horrible. Like, I don't understand like why people even enjoy that. I'm too much of a basketball purist, and you know I'm kind of addicted to basketball. I can't enjoy that. I just can't, man.
It's not exciting.
It's not. It's not, and it's the same thing for 4 quarters. I'm just not into that, man. I'm not into it, man. So it's bad basketball, man. I'm gonna stand by that, and I like to see when good basketball prevails, even if the league wants to extend the series and get it to 6 games or 7 games. I like to see someone stingy like the Golden State Warriors say, I mean, I know y'all want us to lose, but we're not gonna play alone. It's almost like if The Rock was fighting the Undertaker and Vince McMahon write it in, Rock will lose, but he go out there and win anyway.
Oh man,
can you imagine that?
WrestleMania.
Me and you fight, Mo. We both know you are supposed to win, and you come out there and beat me anyway.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. I got tears from that one.
The Warriors won't play alone, man. Yeah, it is poetry in motion. Yeah. Golden State versus Miami would be the fairest we've seen the whistle in a long time. Mark my words. I doubt it. They're gonna cheat the heck out of Miami. Now this is when Golden State go get the benefit of the whistle, man. I mean, because Golden State ain't special. They done got cheated 4-2. That 3-1 comeback against the OKC Thunder.
Man, they was clotheslining Steph off them.
No. I'm talking about when they came back from 3-1 to beat KD and OKC.
Oh yeah.
That was horrible.
Absolutely.
Go back and watch it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
That wasn't supposed to happen. Yep. So,
I mean, I think it'll still be fair though, because when you break down these teams, right, you have coach versus coach, Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra, right? Then you have veterans who've all been there to the big stage before, right? You got Jimmy,
yeah.
You got Kyle Lowry, you got PJ Tucker, you got Marcus Morris, you got Bam, you got Tyler, you got a lot of big names, and then you got the same for the Warriors. So, what would be the reason why they wouldn't call that fair, and what would, you know what I'm saying? What could be the reason they would manipulate for Golden State at that point?
I don't know. I think they would like the storyline.
I think the better storyline, if we're being completely honest, I think we get the whistle. Having been talked about all year, been underdogs all year, you know what I'm saying, and to come out and prove a lot of people wrong. I think that's a better underlining than just for no obvious reason giving the Warriors another ring. Like, you know what I mean?
It'll be interesting to watch, but you might be right if the Warriors outmatch the Heat and they just that much better, right? Then I could see them evening it up by making the whistle a little bit slighted toward the Heat just to kind of even it up. But if they really outmatch y'all like they outmatch the Mavs right now, it ain't no amount of bias whistle they can give the Mavs to help them get a game, because the Warriors are so much more better than the Mavs. Like, they would have to make it really obvious, which if they don't want to sweep in game 4, they're gonna have to they're just gonna have to give 45 free throws to the Mavs to help them out. And we've seen them do that before. Remember when the Warriors had KD and they played they played the Cavs, and the Cavs just was no match for them, and they went up on them 3-0, and it was about to be a sweep. But in that game 4, the Cavs shot, I want to say, 24 free throws in the first quarter. You remember that one?
Is that when Dirk set a record for free throws?
Who?
You said the Mavs, right?
No. The Warriors with KD, when the first year they played the Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
They had them 3-0. Remember it was 2-0, and then they played their first game in Cleveland, and it was close, and then KD hit that dagger 3
in LeBron's face.
in LeBron's face, and they went up 3-0. Everybody was shocked, and we was like, man, how the heck is the Cavs gonna get a win? Like, they played their best game in game 3, and KD just snatched it, right?
Yeah.
So in that game 4, in the first quarter, the Cavs shot 24 free throws.
Oh my goodness, I don't remember that.
Man, look it up. Hold
Yeah,
on, look. I'm about to send it to you. I'm about to look it up and send it to you.
Okay, cool. I do remember, but I do remember that 3-1. Man, they kept talking about it. They kept replaying it. How Steph was coming off screens, just getting jersey untucked. You know,
Yeah,
oh my gosh. But I ain't gonna lie, I was going for Cleveland, so I was happy.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on.
I
Here
see
we
what
go
you're
right here.
saying, LaCour, but that happened last year. If this was all gonna happen, it should have happened last year. Clay missed 2 years of basketball. Steph missed a year. Golden State went from top of basketball world to damn near a lottery, fought and clawed back to the top of redemption story. Okay, I could see that, but nah.
Hey, Cavaliers set NBA Finals record with 49 points in the first quarter of Game 4. Let me see if I can go to the. Let's go 49 points. but let me show you why they shot 49. Hold on. What?
He said,
Hold on. 49 points. Let me see if I can go to the score sheet and see how many free throws they shot. Oh, I lied. Not 24 free throws. They shot 22 free throws in the first.
22 free throws in the first quarter.
22 free throws in the first quarter, bro. They was the referees was determined to get him that game. What's up, Chris?
I mean, that kind of sound like, well, not really, because Man, that's a wild stat line. Did you see that stat line about Miami and Boston
When
for
last
not?
game?
Yeah.
What with the free throw discrepancy?
So it was like Boston not only had home court advantage, they doubled the amount of free throws total than Miami. Not only that, they out rebounded Miami and almost doubled the amount of defensive rebounds than Miami,
Mm.
and I think they shot a higher field goal percentage than
Yeah,
Miami and still lost.
Miami was playing some good defense, getting a
Man,
lot of steals.
it was amazing. I couldn't believe
Yeah,
it when Jimmy went down. I said, "Oh, that really might hurt." But
yeah,
Victor Oladipo, man, I'm so happy. Like I want to, even if he wasn't on Miami, even if he was still in Houston, I still wanted to see Victor Oladipo do good, man, because like it's just unfortunate how it happened for him. He's
yeah. I agree.
he was just climbing his way up to finally get talked about, get the Indiana, get a team of your own, actually taking them somewhere because they were what, top 5 in the East, top 4 maybe,
Yeah,
and he got hurt, and it was just, oh man. So I'm happy for
yeah. But back to that Cavs first quarter.
him.
I just want you to think about this, right?
22 free throws in one quarter.
In one quarter, but they scored 49 points, Mo,
Mm,
in one quarter. That's a half.
that's a
Like you,
halftime.
yeah, that's a halftime score. 49. They
Hey, yo,
they
Mel,
came out. Yeah, what's up, Chris?
I knew they were fake. Last game, they blew a 20-point lead to the Warriors. Ain't no way you like they got blown out in game 1 too, if I
Yeah,
remember. So I
yeah,
never had trust in them because you can't name a person besides Luka on the Mavs that's gonna go off for 40 or 50 points. But when
I
you look
can't.
at the Warriors, they got Wiggins, they got Poole, Clay, Curry, Draymond Green. I mean, sure, they beat the Suns in 7, but the Suns they're not that real, to be honest. They won 64 games, but they were getting carried by 2 players, CP3 and Devin Booker. Without those two, they drop out of the playoffs. That's all I have to
I mean,
say
you
about them, really.
you have potentially defensive player of the year with Mikal Bridges. You still have Jay Crowder who gets you 7 rebounds. You still have DeAndre Ayton who's gonna get you double double. But with the Mavs, man, Jalen Brunson could get you 40. Spencer Dinwiddie
Yeah,
could get you 40.
yeah.
they needed
The
someone
Mavs
to
got players
score.
too. No, they got scored. They got enough
Have
scoring.
four.
They just playing the wrong offense.
And Dorian Finney Smith, that's another walking double double.
Yeah,
I
they playing
like
the
it.
wrong
And he
offense.
plays defense. And he plays defense.
They're playing the absolute wrong defense. I mean, wrong offense, man.
Offense and defense.
They got it. They got well. They got to get out of that Luka centric, or that what I call it, that Cali Watson basketball. They got to get out of it.
They had some good
Yeah, Cali
shooters
Watson.
though. Because yeah, in game 2 they shot 21 threes and they still lost.
Man, they trash, man. It's over. They shouldn't even be in the Western Conference Finals, man. They were supposed to lose to Phoenix. Phoenix is a better team. They outplayed them the first 2 games. They outplayed them in Game 5. It's just that they crumbled in Game 7, but it was never supposed to get to a Game 7. I mean, because games 3 and 4 was they got whistle whipped. They really got whistle. I mean, do you remember Chris Paul fouling out in Game 4? Did you see those fouls?
Yeah.
Did you see those fouls?
He had the ball in his hand in front of the defender. They called foul.
Bro. The dude ran up his back.
Foul on Chris Paul.
This man got a foul with 0.5 seconds left on the clock before halftime off a rebound where I think his pinky must have hit Luka in the back, and Luka flopped in the air like he did where he got dunked on by Wiggins tonight.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like that's how you give Chris Paul his third foul with 0.5 seconds left on the clock on a rebound. Crazy. I'm telling you, man. Like that game 4 was obvious what they was doing with the whistle. Game 3 wasn't that obvious, but it was obvious to me. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Mel.
yeah.
You should search up the there's a video on Chris Paul and him playing in the playoffs, bruh.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he is kind of bad in the playoffs because there's some playoffs where he just averages like 8 to 12 points, and I won't lie, he might be the reason why there's been so many blown like 3-1 leads.
No, I
Because
don't. I disagree with that. So the difference between CP3 and somebody like Steph Curry is a score first point guard. CP3 is not a
yeah,
score first point guard. CP3 is the same thing that Rondo is, except he scores better than Rondo. So CP3, he can give you 23 or 25 or 30 points because he's such a great shooter and a smart player, but he's not out there to give you 25. That's what Devin Booker's job was, to give you 25. With Rondo, it was Paul Pierce's job to give you 25. Right, so he's just out there trying to find them. You know, you just got that luxury in CP3 that he could do Rondo's job, but then when you need a bucket, he can turn into a bucket getter. So I'm not worried about when CP3 only giving me 10 to 12 points because that's what he's supposed to do.
except for that game 7 though, where he scored 3 points in 3 quarters, and they got blown out. I was like, what happened? You're supposed to go all out in game 7. It's like they run out of gas or something?
No, it was a mental meltdown of the fact that they weren't even supposed. They knew they got cheated out of so many games in that series. Mentally, I don't think that they were strong enough to be like, all right, we still gonna come out here and win. You get what I'm saying? Like the Warriors are strong enough to look at a game going away from them and still say, man, we about to win this game, because that was about to lose this game tonight. That first half wasn't going their way.
If the
Right?
Suns had the mentality like the Warriors, I think they would have pulled it off in like game 6 or game 7. If they were like, hey, on to the next one, instead of like letting it chip away at you bit by bit.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there is, as far as the most talented teams in the league, I think it was, the top 3 most talented teams this season was the Warriors, the Suns, and Miami. Right? Those were the teams that was the cream of the crop. But I don't think out of those 3 teams, I think Phoenix was the most weakest mentally, and it showed, because they got some adversity. Yeah, granted, the league was rigging a couple of games to make the series competitive, but they folded, and then they definitely folded in that game 7. Man, that was embarrassing.
DeAndre Ayton choked too. Just watch until in free agency somebody give him a max contract. One of the teams that like struggling is just look at the Suns and be like, oh, they got 64 wins. Maybe he did some, and we'll take him real quick.
I mean, I would, if I'm Phoenix, I would give him a max contract. Why wouldn't you?
DeAndre Ayton? Did he play
Yeah,
good
why wouldn't?
in the series?
Yeah, he played phenomenal.
Wow.
He played phenomenal, but the whole Phoenix. No, he played phenomenal. I mean, what are you supposed to do as the third scoring option? Like right
for the 7 games, he barely got any 10 rebounds, and I think 4 out of the 7 games he didn't even get blocked. You a center, you 7 feet tall versus Dallas, who have like 6'8" and 6'9" players. You taller, you gotta do something about that. You gotta big man them. It was just embarrassing, kind of.
So that means don't give him a max contract?
I give him somewhere in the middle. Okay, give him just enough money, but not the max because you got other players to look out for or try to
Like
recruit.
who?
Like who? Man,
Yeah.
you need another scoring option. That's what you need. I mean, for the Suns, that is, because they, I don't know, they just it's a weird series. I ain't never seen a series like that before.
I don't know, man. I disagree. I disagree. I would give him. I would give him the max. I think he deserved the max. I would give him the max. I mean, who else you gonna give it to you? I mean, I would restructure CP3's contract. I mean, he's old. Like he's gonna be 30, 37, 38 next year, right?
Do you think they
You
can
can't keep.
find? Do you think they can find a better center than DeAndre Ayton? I guess
How in a trade or in free agency?
trade free agency or see like any centers that are willing to leave for a big contract to be with the Suns and since they
Okay,
saw
let's
what the Suns can do
okay.
fixing Kobe.
Let's name the centers that are better than DeAndre Ayton. Nikola Jokic, Joel
Embiid,
Embiid. All right,
Cat.
Cat. The end. So those are the three
I guess
centers that's better than DeAndre Ayton. Can you name any more?
I mean if you put Giannis at center, he could play.
Yeah, but okay. So let's throw Giannis out there. That's four. Which one of those four guys you think you can get in Phoenix?
Cat would
Oh,
leave
okay.
because
Bam.
Suns is better than Philly
Okay,
is.
so Cat's on the contract, so that means it has to be a trade. So you're gonna trade DeAndre Ayton for Cat, and you think that's
No,
possible?
no, that's not possible unless you give away a bunch of like draft picks, but that
Okay,
would just strike you out
r-
to
right. So
destroy the team.
what about Embiid? You think you can pull that trade
Embiid,
off?
no, those are
To be
franchise
to be
players. They don't let go.
to be honest with you, you make a good point. If I'm Embiid, I think he got one more year on this contract. If I'm Embiid, I do everything I can do to get to Phoenix. I opt out of
Yeah.
my contract. I go to Phoenix on the first thing smoking. That's if Philadelphia gives James Harden a max deal. If Philly gives James Harden a max contract, Embiid know that he's not gonna win the championship, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm Embiid, as soon as they give Philly that contract, I'm opting out and I'm trying to get the Phoenix the team up with Devin Booker on the first thing smoking, and CP3 is maybe his last year when he's 38, 39. He'll be 39 then. Maybe y'all can make a run. MB, Booker, CP3. Yeah, you might make a run. I would do
Yeah.
that if I'm MB. But that's the
Because I
only
don't,
way. That's the only way if I'm famous, I don't sign Aiden if I can get somebody like MB. But then
I'll be
again,
honest. There is no way in hell that Embiid trusts Doc Rivers or the Sixers organization to make a run in the near future because we looking at right now pretty much the prime Boston Celtics be as they're getting hotter and hotter and in the next couple years they're going to be popping off and we're gonna see Giannis keep playing at a high level, and I don't see those teams getting close to getting beaten by the Sixers. Embiid is gonna look at his cards and leave. That's just how it is because what are the
I
Sixers
think
gonna do?
he is. I think he is.
Yeah,
I want him to. Dennis was saying the Jazz and Rudy Gobert might be splitting up. It might be true.
Rudy can
Uh
go over there to the Sixers. That
yeah,
would
but
be dope.
why though? But Aiton's better
As
than
a
Rudy.
no defensive player of the year, Rudy. No, he's better. Hey, no, put some respect on him. That's Rudy Gobert, block master.
Yeah,
Anybody that goes
but
into the paint, boom.
okay. But what about the points? Like Aiton is a scoring option for Phoenix.
Do you think his defensive ability could be so good and like and maybe him getting some rebounds could cover for him not scoring that much? What about that? You know what I'm saying?
That's tough, man.
Because
I would just pay Aiden. Honestly,
yeah,
I just pay him.
because
Like
you can
like
pay
why?
him,
I
but
mean, but so
yes.
like it's the same thing when you got a team that is playing on a level where you're considered a contender. Any change you make to it can upset the apple cart. That's the same reason why the Golden State Warriors gave Draymond Green a max deal. Of course, everyone is saying somebody like Ben Simmons gives you everything that Draymond Green gives you, but more. You know, Simmons was a better scorer. He's taller. You know, they play the same type of defense. They both can pass. You know, all of that
No,
stuff,
no,
right?
no, no.
So,
I don't think Simmons is as good of a defensive or team player because when you looked at him at the Sixers, he was. You don't look at him like the heart of the team. And when you look at Draymond Green, it's all eyes on him and Stephen because he's been there for so many years, and he's more of there's offensive team leader and there's defensive team leader, and he's that man on the other side of the court. Once the other team get the ball, he's the
right,
one.
and you making my point for me, right? That's why I'm saying if you Phoenix, why get rid of Aiton because you think Gobert is a little bit better defensively? Like what you lose in your team chemistry and how that team is built perfect for someone like Aiton, you lose that, and I don't think what you gain with Rudy Gobert, um, overshadows what you lose by losing Aiton.
Who do you think can
KP
get
can't
more
be
rebounds?
either one.
Either one.
Yeah.
Man,
Listen, I
small part of
mean
me is Rudy.
the
I don't
the
know.
the squad they had with Aiton got them to the finals last year and got
Yeah,
them to 64 wins this year. And a game away from getting to the Western Conference Finals, in which they got cheated out of 2 games out of the series. So there's nothing wrong with what Phoenix is doing. The only issue they got is that CP3 is getting older,
yeah.
and that's about it. I don't see I'm not looking at it like everyone else. Like I'm going to blame Aiton for them not making it to the Western Conference Finals and getting past the Mavs and saying that Aiton is not the guy. Aiton is nice. Aiton is good. Then
I guess how I would put it is like he's borderline all star. Like since Rudy is like all star level, so he's like right at his level. They can go up or down per se. He, but he
so
needs.
so so let me ask you this: the way Phoenix got their offense now,
Yeah,
they do a couple of things. One, CP3 runs the offense with the ball in his hand, and he makes
yeah.
some plays for other players, and he can call his own number and get that mid-range elbow jump shot. That's a way he can get points. Devin Booker can also get the ball in the high post and get his own shot. Devin Booker can also utilize the high screen and roll and do that. And Devin Booker can also play without the ball and run off of screens. Now, when they're not doing that, they can go in the post to DeAndre Ayton and get a bucket. They can also hit DeAndre Ayton in the mid range, and he can hit that mid range jump shot. So that is a scoring threat and a scoring option for him. In that offense with DeAndre Ayton gone and they put Rudy Gobert there, what can Rudy Gobert do offensively that Ayton was providing? The low post scoring is not there, and the mid range jump shot is not there either. So you lose that. So now your offense takes a dip. The 2 blocks a game that he's giving you, is that enough to make up for the points that you was getting from Ayton and the scoring threat in the mid range and in the post that you was getting from Ayton?
Uh, I guess we wouldn't. No, unless it truly happened, because there are
No. Of course we got to speculate. We got to speculate.
yeah.
We have you seen Utah go in the post Rudy Gobert and consistently get points? Yes or no?
Nah, because
Have
they
you
can't
seen
depend on him too much.
have you seen Utah let Rudy Gobert take mid range jump shots?
Nah,
Okay, so you losing something on the offensive end.
yeah.
All right, where you gonna make up those points from?
I guess you can try to get some of the points off of fast break rebounds or some type of implement him in a different way because I guess the Suns have a different layout. So maybe it could push Rudy to be a different person. Like you see how Andrew Wiggins, he was horrible at the Timberwolves. But he went over
No,
to
he
Golden
wasn't.
State with
No, he
different.
wasn't. I'm not. No, he wasn't. I'm not about to let you say that. Wiggins was not
Hold on.
horrible with the T Wolves. He was not horrible. You listen to ESPN. He was not horrible with the T Wolves.
When we were looking at it and all the stats, all the fans were talking about it, when we're trading D'Lo for Andrew Wiggins, the, I don't know about that. People weren't saying that. Oh my gosh, this is a steal. It's over. Hey, Warriors about to be top 3 in the league. No, people really saw how Wiggins changed himself because now with the points he's dropping, with how clutch he's become, it is different because he gets
Bro,
open
it's
because of
not
Stephen
different.
Curry.
Bro, it's not different. This
No,
is what
no,
I
it's
want you to do. Listen, I follow Wiggins. I followed him when they was building their team when they had Zach Levine, Andrew Wiggins, they had Payne, the guy that just passed away, rest in peace. They had Georgie Dang. They was building the squad, and Wiggins was the centerpiece. Him and Levine was playing good ball. As a matter of fact, when the Warriors first started becoming the Warriors, Wiggins would always beat them. Wiggins would always give them trouble for some reason, and he would always ball against them. When Wiggins played the Lakers against Kobe Bryant, do you remember what Kobe Bryant said after the game?
yeah. He
He
said
gave him
Wiggins
the
was great.
of course, Wiggins was always good. You cannot listen to ESPN spin these bad narratives. The only knock that Wiggins had is I want to say maybe his last year or two in Minnesota. He kind of regressed a little bit.
I
They
guess he
had
wasn't
Car
this.
no when they got Carl Anthony Towns, they tried to build around Carl. Then they bought in Jimmy Butler for a year, and Jimmy Butler said he didn't like their attitude. That was young men, and then Jimmy Butler got out of there, and it was just a down year for Wiggins. But from the time he got there, Wiggins was progressing the way he should have been progressing. He was a good baller. People just forget that, and then people start listening to what they're saying on ESPN. He ain't never been a bad defender. He ain't never been a liability on defense. He's never came into camp out of shape. He's always been able to hit the mid range jump shot. Wiggins is a good baller. So what you were trying to say is that you was trying to make the comparison to Rudy Gobert changing into a different player the way Wiggins did, but Wiggins has never changed into a different player with Golden State. It just what you do for a winning basketball club looks better than what you do for a team that's losing. Like his 20 points a game in Minnesota was nothing. He getting 20 points a game with the Warriors, it looks like a hell of a lot. It's just
Yeah.
optics.
Well, also because when you look deep down into it too, I can't even name the Timberwolves coach because he hasn't done much. He hasn't won a lot of games or playoff games or even coaching of the year award. But when you look at the Warriors, and you can bring up Zach Levine and Carl Anthony Towns, but when it comes down to it, like right now, Jordan Poole, who popped off this season and in the playoffs, Steph, Clay, and Draymond, those players. I would say, are 2 times better than any of the players on the Timberwolves while they were going off or trying to see their identity as a young team that can win some rings. When it came down to it, it just opened it so much to the floor to where Wiggins could do whatever he want. That the sky was the limit basically. So him going against the Timberwolves during the season and then dunking on Carl Anthony Towns multiple times over and the Golden State Warriors winning those games, it made people look at him different, I guess. Maybe the Timberwolves themselves weren't paying enough attention or giving enough time or good enough schemes for Wiggins to play in this kind of way because he plays a bit different on the Warriors than he does on the Timberwolves. Maybe
He
different
played it. He
offense.
played it. I disagree. He played the exact same to me. It's look. Listen, for people who pay attention to details, like even if the team is not that good, pay attention to details. They could see what Wiggins was. I seen what Wiggins was. Evidently, the Warriors seen what Wiggins was. So, but back to the point about Rudy Gobert and DeAndre Ayton. If you're saying Wiggins was whatever and he got unlocked with the Warriors, and you're saying, well, maybe Utah Jazz couldn't unlock Rudy Gobert's offense, but Phoenix can. Well, if they can just unlock people offense, when won't they just keep Aiton and unlock something in him? Whatever it is that Gobert does on defense, just unlock that in Aiton. If you can just unlock something in the player, just keep Aiton. What's the point of swapping him out for Rudy Gobert, hoping that he can come over and be an offensive threat the way Aiton was?
I guess
Like,
because DeAndre Ayton been in the league for a couple years now, and people kind of want him to be like a um, all star slash superstar center or something to dominate since he was picked so highly that their expectations are kind of lowering what they see about him and what they think about him, I guess. Because he was picked, I think, top 5 in the draft. I think.
he was number one.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. Do you think he's
Let,
playing
let,
like a
let,
number one pick?
yes, I think he's playing like a number one pick. Like, how is a number one pick supposed to play?
I guess all star level, I say.
Yeah, well, he's playing all-star level.
Oh,
I think he's playing all-star level for sure.
I
But this
guess
is the thing.
maybe.
This is the thing. He's the third banana on his team, right?
Yeah,
Devin Booker's an all-star. CP3's an all-star. It's not a lot of times you see a team get 3 all-stars.
yeah. That's true.
This is that doesn't happen a lot, but he's playing all-star level. Let me get some of these comments. Chris said Wiggins is a bucket in Minnesota, or was a bucket in Minnesota, but they wanted Cat to be the number one. Kind of the same thing I said. Mo said he's been the player, man. The only scrutiny he faced was him not speaking much to the media. That was it. Yep. Uh,
Yeah, that or he didn't feel like the main man or something. He should have puffed out his chest and started like being himself
he
more
was been
personality.
himself. Moore said Wiggins was a lottery pick for a reason. He always did what he was doing now. The only time we didn't hear about him in the league was when Jimmy Butler cursed him out at practice. uh,
Bro,
Wiggins
he
was
cursed
giving
him out
KD
because
hell on OKC, AD hell, and the Nolan and Warriors hell. He's been a hooper. Yeah, yeah. Everybody's saying the same thing I'm saying, man.
yes,
I remember Wiggins coming in, dropping off Kobe, but I think the Lakers got the win. But he used to always drop off the Warriors because I used to be mad because I was rooting for the Warriors, and I was like, how come y'all keep losing to Minnesota? And why does Wiggins keep balling on y'all? And he used to always drop off. Who was the other guy? Um, I think it was OKC. He was a bad boy.
OKC.
Yeah, let me. As a matter of fact, let me pull up Wiggins basketball. I'm just taking a guess. What do you think he averaged in Minnesota?
In Minnesota, I
Yeah.
think I don't think he was the second option. I think he was like third option. So I'd say he
What do
averaged.
you think he averaged?
Okay, I think he averaged somewhere around 19 to 24 points.
And you think that
Oh no,
wasn't
no,
good?
23,
So
23
as
points.
a rookie, as a rookie, he averaged 17 points. Is that good?
It's not bad. It's just rookie numbers.
As a rookie,
Yeah.
that's not good.
Nah, it's just what you would expect of a rookie. It's not bad or good. It's just you gotta get
Okay.
better from that.
Okay. So his second year he averaged 21 points. Is that good?
That's a good improvement,
Okay. And then
but I wouldn't say that's awesome.
his third year he averaged 24 points. Is that good?
Yeah, that's
So
good.
he went from 17 to 21 to 24. And you telling me this man was not good? His rookie season he played all 82 games, right? Um Hold on, let me get to it. He played all 82 games his rookie season. He played 81 games his second year and 82 again his third year and 82 again his fourth year. This is that he came in the league as 19, as a 19-year-old kid.
Yeah,
19, 19, averaging 17. What 19-year-old that's a rookie this season averaged 17? And I bet you he was rookie of the year. Who got rookie of
he
the year
might
this
have
year? Who got rookie of the year this year? Mobley or Barnes?
this year.
Yeah, Mobley or Barnes.
I guess maybe Barnes.
How many did he average this year?
Rookies right now with how much scoring there is, I'd probably say about 20, 22 points.
I doubt it. I don't think he averaged. I think he averaged about 17. Just like that's just me guessing. But so this is the thing. Just like I said earlier, you got to come in shape all the time. He don't get hurt that much. He don't miss a lot of games. This dude playing all 82 games his first 4 years in the league, and he went from 17 to 21 to 24 points a game. And then when Cat came, his average dropped back down to 18 for 2 straight years. Right. So he's playing with Cat. Then it went back up to 2022 and it stayed at 22 for 2 years before he went to Golden State.
Oh,
I
so
like,
that's why it was going up and down.
bro. It was progressing up his first 3 years in the league, and it went down when they got Cat. Just like I said, Cat became their number one option.
Well, I guess yeah. You're not gonna score too many points if you have a superstar center that's gonna get most of the touches and it's gonna be shooting the most too.
Of course, same thing happened to Ben Simmons when he was with Embiid. Ben
Yeah.
Simmons could have been playing just like Giannis, 5-man out basketball, going downhill every play. But he had to play with
Well,
a dominant big man as the number one option.
I don't know. Giannis, he seems like he's quicker and like he could dunk on like two, three people.
Come
Ben,
on,
I
bro.
don't know if
Come on,
he
bro.
can dunk on
Stop,
that many
stop,
people.
stop, 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 stop. If Giannis was on the team with Joel Embiid,
They would win
Giannis would not
rings.
be doing all that. Oh, see,
Giannis with Joel Embiid, who's guarding both of them? There's no double team.
so
It's just over.
so look, this is the thing y'all do. When y'all think about basketball, y'all automatically think about 2K. Like y'all start putting stuff in y'all head like it's a video game, and y'all stop thinking about the X's and O's and how this actually is going to work. I'm
Oh,
telling you. How listen,
you think there's a
listen,
possibility of it not
wait,
working?
listen. Any center, you do know Brooke Lopez was a former number one pick, and he plays just as well in the post as Joel Embiid. You do know that, right?
Yeah,
But
and he's a pretty good 3-point shooter too.
okay, so why is he not in the post more often?
Oh, because I guess he doesn't want to clog it up. Because if you have too many people in the post, Giannis is just gonna get the great wall, and boom, they're gonna stop him from scoring. They're just gonna
Exactly.
overwhelm him.
Exactly. So with the way Giannis plays, he has to get to the rim to be effective, and he can't get to the rim consistently enough if a big man is down there clogging the lane. So guess what's going to happen if you team him up with Joel Embiid? Where is Joel Embiid going to be at most of the time? At the 3-point line.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the issue with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid when they were trying to figure out their offense? Remember when Joel Embiid kept getting criticized for shooting too many threes?
Yeah.
The reason why he was shooting all those threes is because Ben Simmons needed the paint open. Their offense was clashing. So Joel Embiid and Giannis team up wouldn't even really work.
I guess you would have to change everything to
You would.
see some kind of progress.
Either Joel Embiid is going to have to be what Brook Lopez is and shoot threes all day, or Giannis was going to have to be what Ben Simmons is and scale his game back for Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
Which one you gonna do? You want Giannis to be Ben Simmons, or you want Embiid to be Brook Lopez?
Well, it might work out because like back in 1999 with the Spurs with Duncan Robinson and uh I forgot. It's they had two great players and they call them the Twin Towers, I think. And one was a great center, the other had fundamentals. God, I'm having a brain fart right now.
You talking about Ralph Sampson and Hakeem Olajuwon
No. On the Spurs,
on the Spurs? You
the
talking about
Admiral
David Robinson and Tim
and
Duncan?
Timmy.
Yeah.
Yep, those
What about
two.
them?
Yeah, if they could work it out like that, maybe because they
Who?
won a ring that year.
Wait,
The Spurs.
you talking about You talking about Giannis and no, bro. Giannis plays with the ball in his
Giannis
hand
could
like a
be.
point, bro.
Yeah, I know it would take a lot of change or something. Maybe I
No, it's
mean
you would have to go back
Giannis
in
would be
time.
driving.
You would have to go back in
Yeah,
time. That the league doesn't even. It's only 3 players that start on a basketball team that plays in the post, and that's Embiid, Jokic, and maybe uh uh I mean, maybe Bam out about you, maybe. But other than that, everybody is playing perimeter basketball
yeah.
with the
Because it's
paint
all
open.
spread out.
Nobody's going in the post. You won't see Twin Towers ever again, unless someone like Shaq comes in the league who can't play in the perimeter and he forces everybody to start playing in the paint again.
I guess that would clog it up. Maybe Giannis on a team with all shooters would be better because
That's
no one
already
would be
what
in the
Giannis
post
has. Yeah,
because you'll be letting the man out.
that's what Giannis is doing now. Chris, I don't think you've been listening to me. I don't think you listening to
On the
me.
Bucks.
Yeah, that's what Giannis does. He plays with everyone at the 3-point line. Chris Middleton's at the 3-point line. Brook Lopez at the 3-point line. When Bobby Portis comes in, he's at the 3-point line. Drew Holiday is at the 3-point line. Grayson Allen's at the 3-point line. There's nobody in the post. Giannis
But
has
I
the
guess I
ball.
see the Bucks as more of a balanced attack. If they were like more like I guess if they had a Clay and a Steph on the Bucks, then that'd be a lot more lethal. Somebody that could drop 40 a night randomly and 10 threes. Because we don't see that much from like the Bucks from where a shooter was really that good to where they took off. But then again, we don't see much of that anywhere else. Not,
All
not
right.
even Dame goes off that much.
Oh man. I'm gonna have you know what, Chris? I might have to send you one of my my one of my basketball schools, man. Like and it's free. All I do is create a watch party of a game, and I just break down the X's and O's. We might have to do that.
True.
Somebody's game would have to take a back seat. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, if you have a team of Embiid and Giannis, one or two things is going to happen. Like I said earlier, either Giannis is going to have to turn into what Ben Simmons was with Embiid, or Embiid is going to have to turn into what Brook Lopez is right now. You're not going to
Wait.
get both. You're not going to get both of these guys playing balls to the wall 100% of their game. One of them is going to have to scale the game back.
Yeah, they will need to mellow it out. Kind of like KD on the Warriors, because they thought it wouldn't work out because Steph, he was scoring so much, so they would say, "Oh, it wouldn't work out because some guy, one of them's gonna have to have the ball a lot, and how they gonna share the ball between, and how is Clay gonna be able to score? Because KD and Curry, they're gonna need like what 26 a night, 30 a night. And
Yeah,
they want that basically.
I never had that concern with the Warriors because I knew Clay, Steph, and KD possess off ball skills where they can score without the ball and be effective without the ball. It's different for a player like Westbrook and LeBron who both
Unselfishness.
no, not even you can be unselfish and still not have the skill set to coexist with a guy like LeBron, because LeBron makes most of his plays with the ball, and he's used to passing and setting guys up. And Westbrook makes most of his plays with the ball, so it would be harder
Yeah.
to mesh those two talents together versus when you have someone like Steph, Clay, and KD who both are amazing shooters who could get their points just off catch and shoots. It's not that often you find a superstar that can score on catch and shoots only. And you can do that with Steph, KD,
Oh,
and
yeah,
Clay.
I think that's what you're talking about. You're talking about them being flexible and like they don't really go at each other's throats because of well, oh, you should have thrown me the ball so I could shoot it. Not too
No,
much
no,
of
that's
that.
not, no.
You pretty much
I'm
breaking
not
this
talking
down.
about personality. I'm not talking about personality. I'm talking about skill set. The ability to shoot the ball on catch and shoots makes a hell
Okay,
of a
skill
lot
set.
difference. Yes, their skill set to be able to catch and shoot. All three of those players had it. That means Draymond could have had the ball the whole game, and Steph, Clay, and KD could have still got 25 apiece. You're
Okay,
not going to get that. You're not going to get that with Giannis or with um Harden or Westbrook or LeBron. You're not going to get, or Luka. You're not going to get that with them. They need the ball to be effective. So if you got two guys that need the ball to be effective, it becomes a misfit. But when you got guys who could just play off the ball and score, that's what made it so good with Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and KG. They could allow somebody like Rondo to have the ball and run an offense, and they could still get their points because they was running a sophisticated offense. They both could, all three could catch and shoot or go in the post. It was just a lot of wrinkles to what they could do. But when you run high screen and roll offense, you know that you locked into that. And then when you get two guys that run that, it's a clash.
I guess that was more rolled out, and they knew what their position were. They knew what to do and what their other teammates were gonna do. And I think for two superstars to team up, I guess they can't conflict too much with how they play. I guess they have to have a skill set that's close to each other, and they have to be mentally united so that nothing small tries to get in their way or messes them up. I
All
think
right.
that's your main concern.
With main concern with who?
Main concern about I guess when two players play with each other, how they would mesh each other up, whether it's gonna work out or it's gonna crumble apart because they were too different in play style that it just hurt each other. That they didn't want to
Yeah,
change when they went to another team or could go to another team.
that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this one down, man. Appreciate you calling in, big
Uh,
dog. I catch you on the next one, man. We'll probably be back in here tomorrow night.
Most definitely. You
All
have
right,
a good
bro.
night.
Peace. Yeah, you too.